Welcome, this is Nathan, welcome back to another video. Today, we are taking a look at a scenario where Finland forms an empire. Finland has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this empire for a while. It's kind of like the last major European country we haven't done in Switzerland. But today, we'll be doing Finland. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I don't do that often, but, just do it if you want to. So, Finland is going to be buffed. And they're going to be expanding across their neighbours. Now, Finland's in a very unique spot for this. I mean, they have Sweden and Norway, Sweden's definitely probably, I'd say Finland's the strongest Nordic country. I know rankings don't say that, but Finland has 1 million troops in supplies. That's insane. But obviously Sweden's the most strongest. But Finland today will be forming their own empire. So, where do they begin? Well, Estonia. Ooh, this blue is not nice. Let's find a... Finland will declare war on its closest ally. Might not be true, but I do think it is true. Oh boy. So, the Finnish Navy, which is going to be overpowered here, their goal is to kind of control the Baltic Sea. So, they've got a lot of work to do on that. So, troops will move into Estonia, take Tallinn, and, Finland versus Estonia in real life is already kind of unfair, but when you consider that Finland's buffed, it's even more unfair. And, oh, for God's sake. And the peace treaty, full annexation. Oh my god, I can't speak. Full annexation. So, with Finland have taken over Estonia, they ain't going to stop rolling through the Baltics, as they're going straight into Latvia next. I think they're the strongest of the 3 Baltic brothers, but, yeah, they're dead. So, Finnish troops will move in and will just steamroll. They literally have steamrolling. They take Riga? I think it's Riga. Yeah, it is Riga. And Latvia's dead. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. No surprise for annexation. You think they're going to stop here? No, of course they're not. They're going straight down into Lithuania. Now, the world's reaction to this is not really much. No, by the way, NATO on that doesn't exist, just to make it easier for Finland, because that would literally just give them the option of Russia. I know they can fight Russia, but they would lose to that. So, Finland will invade Lithuania, and, while I'm talking about this, NATO, EU, none of that exists, just to make this easier for Finland. It's the same thing of all my Empire videos, and also, while you guys are at it, suggest Empire videos to me. This is definitely going to be one of the longest running series on my channel. I don't have any plan to end it if it's still popular, which it is. What empires do you want to see be done? Canada is next. I'm going to say that. Canada is definitely next. Don't worry. I'm doing Canada. Peru is coming up. We also have some African countries like Algeria and Ethiopia coming up. I also have plans on Indonesia, Vietnam, South Korea, Philippines. There's a lot of options remaining. But anyway, continuing on with Finland. Finland has now just dominated the Baltics. And things get hard from here. Russia is the only country that said something about this. They didn't get involved because they didn't really want to. That's not something they want to start up with Finland. But where does Finland go from here? Well, instead of going after Sweden, they're gonna have some preparation. That's what they're calling it. They're gonna warm up with Norway, and Norway's got no chance. Now Norway's gonna put up a fight, obviously, because it's Norway. But the thing is, this it's not possible. Even if Sweden allowed troops to go through, it's not possible, and Finland has just trained these troops to invade this area. So, Finland will take... What is this area called? Well, they'll take this entire thing, and then say to Norway, hey, we don't want anything else, we just want access to the Arctic, even though it might be useless, well, actually might not be. We just want access to the Arctic, and Finland's like, okay, you know what, sure. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So Finland takes over this area, and even though it doesn't offer much, it's going to offer a lot. So Finland now has access to the Arctic, which is going to boost their economy, because it's going to be easier to do trades instead of, doing that. Instead, you can do this, which is probably a lot easier and fundable. It's going to make trading with Greenland probably a lot easier, like sending resources and that, and also Iceland, maybe. But Norway. Well, Norway's already had that empire. Finland is now challenged. Sweden would put up a really good fight, even with Finland's buffs. Poland would probably put up a even better fight. You've got Belarus, but that's a death wish to go to war with Russia. And also, you don't even want Belarus, because they're not offering much. You got a peace treaty with Norway, so which option do you pick? Oh, okay. Finland declares war on Sweden, completely surprising Sweden. This was not expected. Everyone thought Finland was done after Norway, but this is not expected. Finnish troops will immediately move into Sweden, going through this area. I don't know if this is really a smart idea, but Finland will send Arctic trained troops into this area, taking a lot of Sweden, because this area is not even defended. And this is a distraction for Sweden. And I mean distraction because Finland's going to do something sneaky in a minute. But Sweden will send troops up to this area and will begin to fight back. And they begin to slowly but surely push back, but then they don't bother anymore. And why they don't really bother? Because they could easily push us back, because Finland's barely prepared defending it. Well, Finland's just made a landing in Stockholm area. And they're now encircling it. Oh, they just made another landing. They just Oh, that's embarrassing. So, Sweden literally just had Stockholm encircled. And now, Finnish troops are now pushing across to cut that access from the Baltic completely off. And this push goes extremely well. The Swedish army is very not coordinated right now, and the world is looking at Sweden like, what are you doing? Sweden will fight back. They will make an attempt to reconnect with this, nearly getting there but failing. They will push back to get access to the Baltic Sea, and will also completely disconnect this. But Finland's pumping a lot of troops into this, and they're pumping troops into this thing. So Sweden is going to start pulling troops away from here, but that's really not a smart... Oh, that's too big. That is way too big. It's really not a smart idea. Because now Finland's starting to enter into your more developed areas, and... Oh, things are getting ugly. Finland will now begin to do a very, very... This is going to cost them a lot. They attempt to encircle the troops that just pushed over here, which also means they're pushing through a stalemate right here. And they successfully do this, and to kill around 200,000 Swedish troops. Okay, not the Baltic Sea. Finland's able to kill around 200,000 Swedish troops, and in the meantime, the troops over here are rushing backwards. Stockholm just got captured, and Sweden is beginning to fall. Not so fast, check on us, because Norway's just joined the war. What are you doing? Norway joins the war as a surprise attack on Finland, probably funded by Sweden, but Norwegian troops will immediately push into this area, begin to push Finland back, surprising them, and Norway does well, until they don't. And it's because Norway's not enough. Sweden's capitulated, that Sweden's economy and all that is collapsing at this point. The Swedish army is also gone, so Finland will just do this, enter in, and yeah. When we're considering Norway, they're not as strong as Finland and Sweden. They lose Oslo and they literally just decide to sign peace with Finland. They don't surrender, they just sign peace. And Sweden will surrender. Oh boy, that was something. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, taking a look at this peace treaty. Yeah, this is scary. And it may not look scary for Norway's part, but Finland just took a lot of developed parts of Sweden and Stockholm and Gotland, which is, well, they're turning that into a military fortress at this point. Not sure why. But, as you can see, their goal of taking over the Baltic Sea is complete. Everyone thinks that this is it. Finland's not done. This video is nowhere near done, because they're still planning on more. Now, Norway and Sweden, Sweden's crippled, and Norway really isn't. They just lost more mountain. So these two are actually going to unite, and they were united in history, but they broke apart. But they're going to unite just to keep themselves stable and not collapse. Because we know somebody would eat that up. So now Finland has a peace treaty with Norway, Sweden. Where do they go now? Their goal is taking over the Baltic Sea. It's kind of complete. I mean, sure, you have Germany, Denmark, and the rest of Sweden's coast, and Kaliningrad and Poland. But you don't really need any more, do you? Well, the world is peace. Finland doesn't do anything for a year, and it's because they're building up for something. Now, that's something nobody knows, but everyone thinks Finland's done. But when Finland allies with Germany, things get real. And then, before you know it, Poland's at war with Finland and Germany. So, yeah. Finland just declared war on Poland. And Germany. And Poland's getting PTSD right now. This has happened twice in history at this point. It's happening again. So, Finland will push them from this little crack here and will completely cover Kaliningrad, which Russia is really mad, and they're saying that Finland needs to stop, but they're not really, nobody's doing anything. Germany then pushes in, and it's over. Like, the Polish army's fighting, but they're fighting Germany and Poland. Military forces from Gotland will land right here and begin taking the coast. They will fully take over Poland's coast. They will yoink Warsaw, and Poland will cease to exist. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, taking a look at this peace treaty, Finland annexes most of the north coast of Poland, and the rest of Poland's turned into a puppet. That's scary. Like, I don't think you guys understand that this, it doesn't look powerful, but this would probably be one of the strongest European countries, maybe behind, like, France and the UK, and definitely behind Russia. Finland's army at this point is around 3 million men. That is terrifying if you border this country. Except from Germany, because they're allies. Ignore the fact they're not dark red, that they are allies. Now, Germany did kind of, like, say to Finland, why did you not give us more land? And Finland never gave a response. Wonder why. But now Finland has one more task. They go to Russia and say, Russia, give us Kaliningrad, we'll pay for it even then. Let us buy Kaliningrad for a certain amount of money, and we'll be peaceful with you. What's Russia's response to this? An idiotic one. Russia declares war on Finland. They say, hell no, and just declare war. Yeah, this is, stupid. Finland has a bigger army than Russia at this point, if I'm correct. Germany will join the war, and also, kind of weird, somebody else joining the war. Ukraine joins the war. This was not asked by Finland, and also Finland was prepared for this. Oh yeah, we also had Georgia joining the war. Finland knew this was going to happen, so Finland was ready for this. But anyway, Finland ain't going to have it. Russia's So, Kaliningrad, yeah, say bye-bye. Finland completely takes over Kaliningrad within a couple of weeks, which is seen as a gigantic success. And at this point, troops on the Balkans and Baltics are now entering into Russia. And also from mainland Finland, which has the most forces. Now, they get to St. Petersburg and literally don't even get into it. Like, that thing ain't happening. But the Kolnine Peninsula, Finland take... Oh, no, that's text. Finland will completely take that over. And Russia is panicking. Finland just did this within a month, and Russia is still in the preparation stage. So what happens when you're desperate? You add your allies to the war. Or should I say, ally. Yeah, Belarus joins the war. And this is gonna be a distraction? But not really. This is all Belarus does. And this. Yeah, that's not a lot. Anyway, Russia is now fully mobilized, and for some reason they're taking it out on Ukraine. So they take Crimea with no issue, I mean they already own it, I don't recognise it, though. And now Russian troops are entering into Ukraine. Ukraine is now begging for help, and Germany is on the way, because Finland's going to handle themselves here. And Germany is on the way. German troops are about here, and they're obviously fighting off Belarus now. Finland's seen this, will just grab the troops from Kaliningrad. The troops from Kaliningrad will literally just go ahead and say, no, this is Belarus's army, by the way. They have nothing to do with Russia's army. And within a couple of weeks, within like a week or two, a spearhead is emerged, which is extremely successful, taking Minsk, and Belarus literally just says, nope, I'm out. You are on your own, Russia. Russia's angry. Fair enough. I mean, Belarus is their only ally. I mean, Iran and Syria, they're not going to offer much. Now, Russia does push back the Baltic front over here, and also attempts to push this back. But at this point, Finland's entire army's on the front line. There's some troops defending Helsinki, and also defending over here, just in case. But anyway, we see one of the most embarrassing things happen. Russia gets pushed back. We see the encirclement of St. Petersburg. Russia's struggling. With now the might of with now Germany also arriving in Ukraine, it's not looking good. So Russia's gonna have to look for some more allies. But who's willing to help Russia, who literally started this war? They're the one who started. They're seen as the aggressor. I know they're blue, but they started this war. Well, you know, your good old friend Norway, Sweden. They joined the war. And Finland was sort of expecting this, but also not. So this area is not defended. Denmark is now having really bad nightmares that they're just going to get steamrolled through, and honestly, they might. But, they immediately will push out and retake Stockholm, which is actually a pretty major victory. But that's really their only major victory, as they don't do much. They do that, and Finland's having to pull troops away from here to deal with that. So this is going to turn into a bit of a stalemate with the troops that are here. They failed to take Gotland, and Germany is also sending Navy troops up here. You messed up, buddy. You did mess up. The fight in Ukraine is actually starting to lose now, because Germany is pulling some troops back. So Ukraine is actually losing. Not too bad, though. How about Georgia? How are they doing? Oh, okay. Yep, that was expected. Now, how far back is that? Okay. Let's just... ignore that. That's my fault. Anyway, back to Finland. How are they doing? Well, just as you expect, they're not really struggling. Even with, some of the troops being pulled back, they didn't even pull that many troops back, because they know this ain't going to take a lot to deal with. Troops are now entering from Belarus, and Finland is doing an amazing job. Russia is being pushed back by Finland. St. Petersburg, there's no progress made there. What progress is made, though, is the complete capture of this entire area. That's not good. Because Russia was really not protecting that, and troops are now flooding in from this side of the area, beginning to encircle a lot of Russian troops. And once Russia sees this, they're like, oh crap, and they will immediately defend both sides, stopping the encirclement. This push in Ukraine is also starting to fail. Finland is now sending troops into here. Now, Finland's experiencing a lot of losses from this, and they're starting to kind of feel the side effects, because Russia is now actually starting to push back. With the failed encirclement that really took out the morale in these troops, things are going to get ugly. Not ugly, but Russia's going to be able to make a pretty good pushback on all fronts, but overall they don't do much. And we actually just see a stalemate emerging, and we see a stalemate emerging everywhere except from Norway, Sweden. How is this going? Do I even need to show? They completely lost their front line in Finland. And, Germany just made a landing. And troops are heading straight to, they just took Oslo. And Sweden just lost its coast again, and this thing completely collapses. It literally just collapses. They didn't have the funds for this war. And Russia is also not... Russia... Now, we're actually going to come back over to Russia. They're realising something. They can get away with annexing some land from Ukraine and Georgia, while only losing probably some land over here, maybe losing Belarus as an ally, and then losing the Konya Peninsula. And Russia's actually going to offer this peace agreement to Finland. Finland's going to look at them, they're going to be like, you know what, let's accept this. Both sides agree that this is not going to go anywhere. They don't want this to escalate further, and also, this would probably end up being a massive stalemate, which it already is. So both sides agreed to peace, so let's take a look at this peace treaty. And taking a look at the peace treaty, you can see that, pretty much every country actually kind of won in this war. Minus Norway, Sweden, and poor Georgia, they don't even exist. So let's break it down. Beginning with Norway, Sweden, Finland annexes the rest of Sweden. There was no shocker there. I had it planned, I wanted them to take over this area. But they also took over... They now also have complete domination of the Baltic Sea, minus Germany and Denmark. Really, Germany's their ally, so even then, they have complete domination over this. They also turned the rest of Norway, Sweden into a puppet. They couldn't handle by themselves. I would imagine that there would be, like, an invasion of Denmark just to take Copenhagen to finish this empire off, but I'm not doing that. Then Belarus got a complete partition between 4 countries. Polish puppet took a little bit. Finland took a little bit. And Ukraine took a little bit, and the rest of it just got eaten up by Russia. And Ukraine definitely lost more than they gained. They lost a lot of valuable area over here to Russia, and this is why I'm saying that Russia technically won and lost. They lost land over here, but I genuinely think getting Georgia and this area over here is more valuable than losing this here. Obviously, Kaliningrad, that's not good. But Russia now has better access to the Black Sea. Obviously, they still have access to the... It's kind of a deal agreement. Russia wanted to keep access to the Baltic Sea, and Finland was fine with that because they already have domination over this thing. And finally, Georgia got annexed. So that is going to do it for the Finnish Empire. This is by far the biggest Nordic Empire yet. Wonder if Denmark and Iceland will live up to the name of the Finnish Empire. We'll have to see though. I really hope you enjoy this video. I am going to try and make my comeback. I really hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.